Stop shaking your head. Let me finish. When two souls conjoin, that is the communion right there. That is the marriage.
How many people have you married?
No comment. I mean, if you really want to know, but like.
Sure. Tell me.
How
Three.
many?
You've married three people.
Yes, 3.
So you're a polygamist?
Now hang on.
So you're
Because we have to be specific here. The 3 marriages are the conjoining of the soul. But has there been any encounters that you've had which are not the conjoining of the soul?
No.
But you still, okay. So this means body count total is 3?
Are you talking about
Yes.
blowjobs?
Do you want to
Is
talk
that-
about blowjobs?
Yeah, so I mean, are you still married to all of these people?
I feel like it definitely took a toll on my spiritual well-being, for sure.
Yeah, I know, but are you still married to them though?
Wait, when's the last time? Sorry, go ahead. Answer Andrew's question.
What was the question, Andrew?
Are you still married to all of these people?
Kind of, like, that's not, I guess it depends on how I view it in my mental space.
When's the last time you were married?
Long time ago, like a year ago,
A year ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been celibate for a year.
pretty much.
What do you mean, pretty much?
Well, it depends on your definition of celibate, because if I'm not mistaken, the actual term celibate means abstaining from sex, period, in this lifetime. Celibacy. Are you familiar with that?
Well, just abstaining from sex.
Right. Like not, it's not like, oh, I'm celibate for a week. It's like celibacy is like.
No, you can be celibate for a week.
Are you sure? Can we pull that up? Like, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
grant that it's certainly the case for
Right,
a year.
right,
So it's
right.
been a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. And then, so you are waiting until marriage before you engage in marriage.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna.
Having sex, yeah.
No, well, let me explain it. I'm not
Okay.
gonna perform that act unless it's somebody that is of my standard of husband. Right, like
So
somebody that could possibly be the father of my children. Right, I'm not gonna fuck around with somebody who's not worthy
So
of
if you
that
get
position.
married again and you go through the legal process and this type of thing, are you committing adultery on your other husbands?
I'm not getting married legally. That's not in the vision.
Okay, so you never get married legally, but you just get married via the soul to the next guy. Are you committing adultery?
I guess so. Yeah, in your religion, yes.
No, in your view.
In my view, no.
Okay, but you just said that you were married to all
Well,
those people.
I'm talking on the topic of the Christian Bible, and I'm not a Christian, so in my view, no. But back when I wrote that, I was going to a Christian church, and I was hearing these sermons about sex before marriage, and this is what I had concluded, so.
What I'm confused about is you're saying you wrote you're only dating for marriage, but you don't want to get married. So
Just in like
Wait,
the traditional sense.
I don't want to get married legally. Like, the fucking government, that holds no weight in my life, no value.
So is marriage, but then you say when you have sex with someone, you're married.
Like, that's,
So
yes,
then
that's the current term for it, I guess you could say.
How could,
But she's saying from like the Christian perspective. Like when she's talking about sex as marriage,
Well,
she's
okay,
talking
well,
about like the
forget
Christian
obscure.
perspective.
Your belief right this second.
Yeah.
If
Go
you
ahead.
sleep with a person, are you married to them?
You're binding your souls together. Yeah, that's a very.
You believe that, not some other people. You believe that that's true.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the definition of marriage as well. If you're saying
Then
that
you
word in a.
have bound your soul to 3 other people. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then if you bind your soul to another person, are you committing adultery?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
So
yeah.
any guy that you marry, you are going to have to proclaim yourself an adulteress?
I don't have to.
Well, I mean, it's an entailment. You would just be hiding information from them, right?
No.
You'd be like, by the way, I have these other 3 husbands, and but I'm only banging you.
Yeah, but you're taking
now,
my
but they're still
spiritual.
married to me.
You're
right?
taking my spiritual meaning and you're putting it in a physical, literal sense. That's why it sounds silly.
Well, the thing is, even within your spiritual context, it would still be body, soul, right? Or spirit. if you want
Okay.
to say that instead of soul.
Right.
These things are not divorced from each other. Yeah?
The body and the soul?
Yeah, they're not divorced from each other.
I think they can be.
Yeah, but well, no, how? Unless you're dead, how could they be divorced from each other?
Once consciousness realizes that it's not operating in the physical body, I think there can be a big separation there. Speaking from personal experience.
But you're still in your body.
Yeah, you're still in it, but it's like
So they're not
the
separated.
realization.
Your body is still breathing, and your consciousness is still exists in both spaces, no matter what.
Yes, but the
Yes.
realization, I feel like the realization kind of severs that.
Sever.
Yes.
But when you marry
Creates a
somebody with your
separation.
soul next, you will be committing adultery to the other three keepers of your soul.
Well, if I could go back and do it again, I would only.
Yeah, but you can't go back and do it
Exactly,
again. So from your view,
Exactly.
you're an adulteress.
No, I wouldn't claim that. I'm not shit.
How could you not be?
I'm
How
nothing.
could you not be an adulteress if you're claiming that were actually married via soul to three other men, you're going to marry a fourth man. How would you not be committing adultery on the three other men?
Okay, then yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm an adulteress. If you want to put a label on it, but I don't claim that.
This whole thing is completely incoherent.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it's consistent. It's consistent. It's just like
I feel like,
I don't like the
Andrew,
conclusion,
I feel like you're
no.
kind of like not on the same wavelength. Like you're not picking up what I'm putting down. So it's kind of hard to explain it to y'all.
Well, I
honestly.
feel like adulteress is like a very religious kind of thing, while you're going to have multiple soul ties with multiple different people. So your
A
soul.
soul tie is not a religious thing.
No, but it is in the more spiritual way. Instead of saying adultery, though, it's less like you've done something bad and more so a piece of your soul is going to be connected to as many people as you give that to.
Yeah.
And maybe that means a smaller part of your soul will go to each person. But I think in the Christian sense, it would be adultery. And in the woo-woo
So it's like
sense.
spiritual prostitution,
Yeah, sure.
or spiritual whoredom, or spiritual adultery.
Sure.
It would be
That's what you
spiritual
want to call
adultery.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a couple things here, guys. TTS, we've lowered it to 100. If you guys want to get one in, I guess again, my question here is: you said you're waiting until marriage, or sorry, are you waiting until marriage?
Yes, currently, yes.
But you don't want to get married.
Legally, I don't want to get married legally.
So,
in the legal
in
sense.
what way would you get married? Would
I
there
think
be a ceremony?
Personally, yes. For me, it would be a spiritual.
Who would officiate it? Just like a random, like,
Somebody who's meaningful in my life, probably my dad.
okay, your dad
Yeah.
would officiate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't play by the rules of the government. I don't give a fuck what everybody else
Okay,
says. Like
that's
I'm gonna
fine.
do my wedding however I want it, and I definitely don't want anything in the government system.
Look, I believe marriages like that could be valid, right? I think that from my view, there doesn't need to be an officiate from a government to make a marriage valid. I would consider it a sacrament. If you're saying that this is like, but you still are at the same mercy of the same logic, because if you're just making the declaration of we are married because our souls have connected, then you've got three other husbands running around out there, and you're all adultering on each other.
Yeah,
all
I
the
guess
time,
that shit. I
right?
guess that's the reality, Andrew. I guess that is, and it's unfortunate. I wish I made better decisions, but here we are.
Yeah.
So are you the next guy you meet? You're gonna how long are you gonna wait until you want to get married?
Probably at least a year. Like to know that
I see.
they're
It's another-
worthy of building.
I see.
Marriage is farther down the line.
Okay.
But like
So you're going to wait to have sex until you're married. Is that correct?
yeah.
Okay. So you're going to wait a year. But none of the previous guys you dated, that was your standard. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So all the including the
go.
scammer drug dealer
Here
guy.
we go.
How soon after meeting him did you guys hook up?
I had known him for a couple years, so it's probably like,
Nah,
but
that
like in terms of dating,
Because you said you were only dating for 3 months.
yeah, I think in terms of dating, it's probably a month.
1 month. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what you're pitching to future guys. I had sex within a month of meeting a scammer, criminal, but the good guy, the father of my children, he has to wait a year. or longer until we're married to have
I think
sex?
the fact that I chose to do that in the past doesn't give my next suitor, I don't think that gives them a pass to like a justification of like, okay, well, you need to have sex with me now.
No, you can do you don't have to do anything.
Okay, right.
But from the male perspective, especially since you're not approaching this from like like an objective morality position, like religion, it seems just kind of like a raw deal for the guy. And like, you know, I'll give you some analogies to explain why.
Go ahead first.
Or, well, you make your point and then I'll...
Okay, I was going to say, I think that really depends on the man too, because a lot of men in this generation are very lustful and on that vibration. And I've came very far from that state. And I think somebody who's looking for a good soul rather than somebody to sleep with, I think they will understand where I'm coming from. That's really what I look for in a man. So my standards will automatically weave out any bad weeds. So
I guess the male perspective on this would be, and look, women can change how they move. You could have previously slept with 100 men, all within 15 minutes of meeting them, and then Mr. 101, you can say, nope, I'm going to wait until marriage, you're going to wait 2 years, blah, 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 whatever. I would say that's a pretty raw deal for the guy. How about this, though? I'll give you a couple scenarios to perhaps elucidate why it's kind of a raw deal. You go to an ice cream shop. There's 10 people in line in front of you. Each of those 10 people get the ice cream for free. You finally get to the front of the line, and now they tell you it's going to be $10. How would that make you feel?
I'd be like, damn, okay.
You wouldn't feel like kind of gypped or what the fuck?
It depends on their reasoning. I mean, did the first 10 people have a coupon? Was it like a special going on? You know,
No, just kind of arbitrary.
They just don't like me.
Just kind of arbitrary. How about this?
Okay.
Looking for
somebody sent me some good ones here.
I mean, how about this? I mean, this is super simple. It's really easy, right? So, if it's the case, let's say that you had previous partners and you didn't make them wait, and then the next guy, you're like, you're going to wait. He knows you didn't make previous partners wait. Why wouldn't he feel gypped?
Wait. One more time, Andrew.
Like, let's say, okay, so there's Jim and Bob.
Okay.
So you meet Jim and you think Jim is awesome, okay? And in the first week, you sleep with Jim. The very first week you meet him, you think he's so great, you sleep with him. And then things, unfortunately, don't work out between you and poor Jim. So you go over to Bob, and you really like Bob. And Bob is great, and he's wonderful. You meet Bob later. And you say, well, Bob, you got to wait. And then one night, you're having a nice conversation over dinner, and you tell Bob about Jim and how you slept with him in the first week. How does that make Bob feel, the guy who now has to wait? Wouldn't he feel like he was inferior to Jim, the guy you gave it up to?
No.
Why wouldn't he feel like that?
Because the man that I'm ever going to explain myself in any scenario to, this man is going to be understanding. Now, these things happened many years ago, and if you talk to anybody that has had a spiritual awakening, you know, you have to go through some tough shit to realize, you know, there's more.
Bob in his mind's like, damn, I wish this chick hadn't gone through a spiritual awakening.
Andrew, so maybe, but what I'm saying is any man that I end up with, he's going to fucking respect that, honestly. He's going to respect that decision, and that's going to make him want to marry me even more. Period.
Why would that make him want to marry you more?
Because I realized I had some wrongdoings. I understood them. I took accountability for them, and I realized I wanted to do better. And if any man doesn't respect that, then shit, I don't want him in my life.
Yeah, I can understand him respecting accountability and respecting that all of that. I just don't know why it would make him feel worse or better that you making him wait. And
okay,
there was something about Jim that you just had to wrap your legs around right away.
But you're stating this so simply. It's like, how about the year or 2 years in between from meeting them? Like, how about all of that time, Andrew? Let me explain that to him. What did I do in that time? I worked on myself.
Let's say you were celibate the entire time.
Yeah, and
it still seems from Bob's perspective that Jim got a better deal.
Well, if fucking Bob is a piece of shit, then yeah, he's gonna have that perspective. And guess what?
How does that make him a piece of shit?
Because it's like, why wouldn't you respect that? Like, I made a mistake and I want to do better. Why wouldn't you respect that? I don't understand.
So, okay, well, here, let's take the logic to its conclusion then. Okay, let's say you had fucked 100 guys in a single night, but you took accountability for it. Why wouldn't he respect that? Why wouldn't he?
Okay, but you can't just compare.
Why wouldn't he?
Nah, Andrew, don't make that noise because you can't just compare.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he respect that?
I've heard this argument from you many times before, and you can't just compare. You cannot just compare.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
All right, ask it one more time. Go ahead. What makes? Okay, go ahead.
Why wouldn't he respect it anyway, even if you took all that accountability? Why?
Because of the number.
Right, but so all you're saying is that. So what's the proper number? If you've done this 5 times, is that too many?
You're asking me?
Yeah, if you had slept with a guy in the first week 5 times, that's too many. But 100
Well,
times,
I think what's really telling it, it's like, yeah, we can make mistakes, but it's how we move forward. Like, I think somebody else said this earlier. It's how we move forward from that, right? So maybe I slept with 100 guys, right? And then I'm celibate for, you guys say celibate, for 10 years. For 10 years. And I took all of that time. Maybe I went to therapy. Maybe I started going to the gym. Maybe I started eating healthy, meditating. You know, it's like, that's really telling. It's like.
Yeah, but when that dude hears that you plowed 100 dudes in a night, isn't he gonna go?
No,
no matter how much time has passed.
No,
he's gonna be like,
not a man that's up to my standards. No, absolutely not.
So the man who's up to your standards is a man who could look past you sleeping with 100 dudes in a single night.
That's kind of hard to answer because that's hypothetical.
Is it?
It's hypothetical. So I'm like trying to apply it to my scenario.
Would you be okay?
So what if you had slept with a guy the first week 7 times? Should your man be able to see past that?
Wait, one guy 7 times in 1 week. That's what you said.
No. 7 different guys.
Oh, in 1
the first week you met him, yeah.
Like I said, I think it's the telling of what you do afterwards. And how about your religion? Like, I don't know. Does Christianity exactly do what's it called? When you go and tell your sins, do they do that?
Confession.
Of course, confession. And yes,
Yeah.
look, I'm all for people reforming, and I think it's still much
All right,
more
so
noble.
I really feel
think
like
it's much more noble to move towards reforming, absolutely, and stopping the bad behavior.
Yeah.
I just don't think that it actually gives any protection against the judgment against the behavior. Meaning, like,
Okay.
I don't give a shit if you're the most pious Christian woman in the world. Right? If you slept with 100 dudes in a night, I ain't ever going to date you, no matter what.
Right.
I don't care. I don't, maybe by the grace of God, thank God he forgave you, right?
Right.
And I'm not going to hold it against you. I just also I'm not going to date
Hey,
you.
and that's okay, Andrew. You know, we need people like you in this world, and we need people of the other duality in this world as well. So.
Stimps?
Yeah, shit. We need both polarities. Like, we really do. There's not one right formula to life. Like, you are not superior to a man because you make a different decision. Like, in your Bible it says all men are created equal, and
I'm superior to any man.
I said
who
you're
would date
not.
A woman who slept on purpose with 100 men in a single night.
Now, if you think you're superior to anybody else on this earth, I think that kind of defies your logic a bit because your Bible says all men are created equal, does it not?
Where?
I don't fucking know. It's not my Bible. Look it up, though. Look it up.
That's the Declaration of Independence, you dope. Not the Bible.
No.
Yeah.
The Bible.
Yeah,
If
bro.
you're gonna quote it, you have to read it.
I did read the Bible. I actually was in church for years.
So what Andrew's trying to
tell me
say,
anywhere. I'll tell you what. I'll even let you Google it.
Okay.
Tell me where in the Bible it says all men are created equal.
Okay.
Okay, what's your question? Go
I
ahead.
have a question. So according to his analogy or whatever, if a woman slept with 100 men and then she repents, would God forgive her? If
Yeah.
you're okay, so you
Yeah.
think you're more superior than God, and you think
How
you're
how
you?
is
Can
that
I finish my
superior?
question,
You saying I'm
please?
superior. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think that your opinion is more important and more superior than God's opinion? Do you think you offer a better heaven than God could? Because he says he would forgive anybody, even if you murder
Wait,
someone.
Andrew, let me jump in really quick here.
No, I just want to make sure I got this right. There's
What?
a chomo, a kid diddler, and he's on death row. He diddled 10,000 children. He repents and he's forgiven. Do you think you're better than him?
Honestly,
Hang on. Let me
when
finish.
no,
I want to
okay.
make sure you do not think you're better than that person, right? You're same.
Honestly, I think that you shouldn't answer my question with another question. I don't appreciate that at all because I feel like we've been
Okay, well, then
answering.
let me answer your question. Yes,
Yeah.
but when we're talking about the idea of superiority, we obviously have a different definition of what that means. So now answer mine, please.
What was your answer?
Are you the same as a man?
No, I didn't say what was your question.
Yes, you did say same.
I said- no, I
Not
said, what's your
superior, Not
answer?
inferior to a man who diddled 1,000 children. Are you the
See,
same?
you're not answering my question though, so why should I, answer
literally
yours?
said the word yes. What part of yes
What-
do you not
yes,
understand?
what?
That's
I didn't
Y-E-S,
understand
it's
it.
3 letters. Yes. Yes.
I didn't
Yes again.
yes,
Yes,
what?
I'm superior to them. Yes.
No, that's not what I
Now my
asked
turn.
though.
Now
That's,
it's my
that
turn.
wasn't my
So
question
now that I've answered
though.
your question 14
Yo,
times.
Andrew,
That wasn't my
whoever hasn't
question,
sinned,
though.
whoever hasn't sinned, cast the first stone. So you think
That's not
How
my
does that
question
apply to
though.
that logic?
One thing
logical
really
statement
quick
you said.
here. So, yeah, under religion, people who have committed crimes or people who have a sordid past can be saved by Christ. Men do not need to then disregard a woman's baggage when he's making a dating determination.
See,
like
I'm
a
not
Christian
saying
man
that.
doesn't need to be like, well, she's been forgiven or saved by Christ, ergo, I must date her.
I got a question.
Men can still, even Christian men,
Would never question her salvation.
Hey, I have a question.
But if I followed your logic, you have to understand that if you really believe, like she believes.
No, I
right,
didn't.
and
I
this
didn't. I
idea
feel
of
like
moral-
honestly,
okay,
this whole show,
well then,
like people just put words in my mouth.
Wait, Andrew.
Wait, what? What did I do?
is that a rage quit? Are you?
I'm
is that
just
a
I'm just
rage
pointing
quit?
out the entailment of the logic here. It's like
Wait, Andrew. Yo, I
think
have
it's a
one
rage.
question for you though.
Just come back, sit down, don't worry.
Andrew, are you listening?
yes.
What would Jesus do?
Here, if you're gonna talk, you got to come back to the table. So just go ahead,
You mean
just sit.
yeah?
Yeah, go ahead, take a seat.
Are you familiar with the concept of the Holy Trinity?
Yes, I am.
So you would agree within the concept of the Holy Trinity that Jesus Christ and God are the same being?
Yes.
Okay, great. So then that would mean that Jesus nuked Sodom and Gomorrah for sexual sin, right?
Wait, I don't know about that.
I'm
Hold on.
sorry.
Bro,
You don't know about that?
are you just come back to the table?
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
What's she
that wasn't
doing?
even that bad of an exchange. I don't know.
All right,
why
hold on.
she got upset about that one.
I think that's maybe a rage quit, but she's welcome. She's still kind of here, so she's welcome to come back to the table. Whatever, you guys disagreed, not a big deal.
Yeah, that
Hold
wasn't
on.
really even a brutal exchange.
We have a couple chats there coming through, guys. $100 TTS if you want to get it in. Sorry for the delay on some of these.
Christopher donated $100. Sorry, let me clarify. The man not only didn't call for help, but he pointed and laughed at the 30 women while they were being beaten. Does his past not matter?
Whoa.
I was the one
That's
who
a little
initially
aggressive.
answered that question, so I guess I'll start it off if that's okay. To me now at this point, if he pointed and laughed, I wouldn't personally forgive him, but everyone's forgiven through Jesus Christ, so you can try that.
Hey, don't either rejoin the panel. You got either just rejoin the panel, but we can't have people talking back there. I guess really quick on the final thing here. Maybe, I don't know if this analogy is going to be helpful. Imagine a man having a reputation for spending obscene amounts of money on women that he had no interest in dating. Then when he dates you, he says he won't spend a dime until you prove yourself to him. Would you accept that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Why not?
You guys be fine with that? Okay, so
Yeah.
here's another one then. This guy you meet, you like him, he likes you, or at least you think. You find out somehow through the grapevine that every single girl he dated before you, not even that. All the girls that he just hooked up with, but never like dated seriously, he bought them gifts, took them on trips, expensive dinners, etc. There's been no change to his financial situation. But then he meets you and he says, you're the one. I want to be in a long-term relationship with you. But we have to wait for me to do all those things that I gave away to those other women who I claim I don't care about. Those things have to wait. I won't do those things with you. Any objections there?
Hey, Brian, like I said, it's the action afterwards that's the most telling.
Huh? The action afterwards?
Yeah, it's the
So you
action
wouldn't-
afterwards. So how long? Like, you're just saying a very blatant, plain statement. Like what happened in between? Has this man done self-improvement? Like, why am I even with him in the first place if he's spending all this money on all these girls he wouldn't date? You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be some context here, you know?
It's a hypothetical to point out that women will have sort of two categories that they put men into. Sometimes women will even actively have a guy waiting while having a friends with benefits, while having a sneaky link. They'll be going on dates telling this guy, I want to wait, I want to wait, I want to wait. Meanwhile, that's not her actual value. That's not her actual virtue. She's just doing this arbitrary thing as sort of a game to either attempt to portray like virtue signaling, basically, false virtue signaling. That's the objection.
Right, but
and the double standard and the unfair treatment.
And
It's the exact same thing.
I
with the
agree
100
with
bodies.
that. I agree with that. Like, women do that. Women will have a guy waiting, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's the action after. Because if you look at my life from the past year, like, that's going to be way more telling than a woman who's telling a guy to wait, but she also has a dude on the side. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I agree.
There's a big difference there. So don't get it twisted.
Wait, let me. Quick thing, Andrew, if you need, but I do gotta get this going.
Yeah, so I'll just show you the value assessment real quick. So, show of hands at the table if you've met some really, really good men. Just a show of hands. Okay, that makes sense to me. Show of hands if you've met some really, really bad men. Yeah, so you see how all of you are able to make these value assessments of good, worse, better, things like this, right? Every single one of you. So it's really funny when people say things like, we're the same, everyone's the same. Remember not to judge, right? Because we're all the same. And yet, when I ask if you've met really good men, you say yes. And if you've met really bad men, you say
Well,
you
Andrew-
have. So what you're doing immediately is you're assessing the value of some people is way higher than the value of other people. You're doing that the second you raise your hand. In this case, the same value assessment's going to happen in dating, right? You're going to be like, I've met some really good women. I've met some really bad women. When it comes to the same thing with body count, right? It's like, I would say in the good woman category, lesser body count is what men are after when they're going to give the value assessment for good woman or better woman, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hey, Blondie, are you coming back or what's up? Okay, so I don't know if the viewers can hear that. I'll just repeat it. She said, Andrew's really mean and I don't want to talk to him anymore. Please kindly escort her out of the studio then. She can't wait here. Grab your stuff and leave, please.
Okay, well, that's surprising. I didn't even think that was that heated of an exchange. Did you guys think that was I didn't even think that was that bad.
I don't think it was bad at all.
It could just be podcast fatigue at this point.
Podcast fatigue.
Yeah.
All right.
I think what he was trying to tell her was, because he's been through biblical principles.
Yeah.
And, and this is where it's coming from. So when you...
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain
when
how we
someone's
make
taking
value
it.
assessments.
Yeah.
Just like how we make value assessments and judgments as people.
Sharkface donated $100. Can confirm manifestation. Spent lots of time at SeaWorld as a kid and rubbed my neck wanting gills. Now I am a great white shark, but everyone is afraid of me.
Wait, that's cute. I like it. That was really cute. Baby shark doo doo doo. Sharky McShark face. I love
Shark